welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy. Today we're going to be doing another episode of Final Pour or Last Pour. Don't know if I've quite nailed it down on what the title is going to be, but it's going to be one of those two. By the time you watch it, you'll figure it out because it'll be in the title. Okay, so this is a video where the final conclusion of testing this bottle. So we start off with off the rip, where we bring the bottle home, we crack it open, we have our first pour. It's usually right around here, and we'll get down to the shoulder. And then the full review will come in about halfway after the whiskey's had some time to open up in the bottle and get a little bit of oxidation. Let it breathe a little bit. Let it get some room, get some elbow room. And then the final pour, I think we just might call it the final pour. That sounds good. We'll call it final pour. Welcome to the final pour number 2. This is the Clontarf 1014, there we go, Irish Whiskey Classic Blend. For the full video, look through the library. You'll find it. Again, so now this is the final pour, where that looks like a little bit more in the pour. But Mr. Randy's philosophy is always buy a new bottle. Every time you go out to get a new bottle, get a new bottle. And of course, you're always going to find one of those bottles that just speaks to you so much that you want to buy it again. It's kind of hard sometimes, but sometimes the price point and the availability might do you some favors. But it is what it is. So some people I've seen on their shelves, they'll have these bottles where it'll have like maybe a third, maybe a quarter of the bottle, and it'll sit there collecting dust. Why? It's not there to look good. It's there to drink it. So let's drink it, shall we? Now the final pour is definitely going to be after the majority of this bottle has been drank. Now there's been plenty of room. This final pour. You got to go with it. You got to go with it. That's a lot. Okay. So the final pour is after that bottle, that whiskey has had plenty of room in that bottle to, get kind of comfortable and spread out. That's a nice color. It's a little darker than the other Irish, but there is a reason, because it is aged in bourbon barrels. It is aged in bourbon barrels. There you'll see bourbon barrels. So that gives it a little bit of darkness, and so it's also going to give it a little bit of that oaky sort of look harshness that comes out of that toasted oak barrels, charred, toasted. Again, off the note, again, it's getting that sort of bourbon-esque sort of characters on the nose. So I'm definitely telling this was definitely aged in bourbon barrels. You can smell it. The Irish takes a back seat, but it's not quieting down. It's back there just singing away. I can smell the honey, the fruit, but I can also tell that sort of characteristic. Once the bottle gets so low, the quality it starts to degrade, so it starts to fall apart. So I can definitely tell there's that in there. And if you've ever had a bottle that's gotten that low and it's sat on the shelf, and then you had it and you're like, did it taste like this when I first opened it? No, it didn't. I guarantee you it did not. Just like wine. Wine breaks down within a matter of days. After opening it, letting it breathe, it breaks down. You can recork it, but the clock is running. Just like whiskey, the clock's running. Let's get it on the palate. Yep. There is that like sickly sweet sort of foul. I don't want to say foul. Foul's a little too strong, but I'll have to do some researching additional to my vocabulary to find out what it is that is like. It's like sour, sickly sweet foulness where it's breaking down, and you can taste it. Now I'm going to have to take a few of these because that's going to be a big finish. But one more and then we'll go for the finish. Yeah, it's a little off. I can definitely tell it's a little off. Now, as I understand it, there's many ways to try and extend the shelf life of the whiskey. It can last forever, just like water can last forever. But it's not going to taste too good once you finally get around to drinking it. Now, like I said before, it's not to sit there and look good. You got to drink it. So once it gets to the halfway point, that's when Mr. Randy starts to accelerate a little bit. Because this last half of the bottle is it's a 2-minute warning. Yeah. There's still a lot of sweetness, a high-end, punchy sweetness. The tip of the tongue is a very mild. It feels like it wants to go over the back of the tongue. It stops about halfway. I think it's lost a lot of power. It's really geared down. It's going to sleep. There's a little bit on the upper and on the sides, but it's very faint. There's not a whole lot of harshness on the back end. It sits on the very back of the throat. That's not horrible. But like I said, this was a lot better. This was a lot better right here on the top half of the bottle. Once it got halfway, it was okay. After that, it started going down. I could definitely taste it as I drank it. And as the final pour, this one's definitely not good on the very back end of the bottle, or the very bottom of the bottle. So if you concur, let me know in the comments. Have you even tried this? Have you even seen it? Let us know. And as always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy. You have a good one.